What's going on, everyone? My name is Cody and welcome back to another reaction video where today we're going to be looking at Star Wars Theory, the Sun, pure embodiment of the dark side, canon, Star Wars Explained. I don't exactly know if why he's doing a video on this because it's not really new news. We all know that the Sun from the planet Mortis is the true embodiment of the dark side. If anything, the gods of Mortis can be equate to the gods of the Force, in my opinion. But anyway, let's just see what this video turns out to, hold up to be. So with that being said, subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, hit a like on this video. Also subscribe to Star Wars Theory. And without any further ado, let's begin.
We would be honored if you would join us.
A member of a mysterious family of incredibly powerful Force beings known as the Ones, the Sun, had fully embraced the dark side of the Force, though it is even possible that he might be the manifestation of the dark side itself. For he and his sister, known as the Daughter, it could be argued was the very embodiment of the light side of the Force. And the patriarch of the family, the father, was in perfect balance with the Force, keeping his light and dark side children in check with his power. After realizing his children had the power to tear apart the very fabric of the universe itself, the father took his offspring away from the material world to a planet called Mortis, in wild space that existed in a different dimensional realm. There, he sought to maintain the balance between his children for eons. But during the endless ages, the ones spent on Mortis, the Sun grew more and more impatient and tired of waiting to take the father's place. Then, on one fateful day, when the father had Anakin Skywalker, the Chosen One, pulled into the domain of Mortis with his Jedi companions, Ahsoka and Obi-Wan, the Sun finally saw his opportunity at taking control. When the Daughter approached the three Jedi to take them to the father through a mountainous path, the Sun caused a rock slide to separate Anakin from his friends. Not letting it stop him, however, Anakin asked Obi-Wan and Ahsoka to return to their ship and to try to send out a distress signal while he would go on with the Daughter. The Sun followed his father's plans to test if Anakin Skywalker was really the Chosen One, something the Sun wanted to know as well, so he hid the Jedi's ship away. When Obi-Wan and Ahsoka arrived looking for it, they were confronted by him instead. The two Jedi ignited their lightsabers, but the Sun effortlessly deactivated them with the Force and warned them that they couldn't leave Mortis, not yet. Obi-Wan wanted to know if the Sun was a Sith, which he responded to by saying he was both Sith and not Sith. But regardless, no one was leaving until Anakin could be tested to see if he was the Chosen One. With that, as the weather started to act up, he used his powers to turn himself into a gargoyle, but before he flew off, he gave a final warning to the two Jedi, letting them know that the storms of Mortis are destructive and lethal. Seeing how volatile the weather was becoming, Obi-Wan and Ahsoka reluctantly had no choice but to find refuge within a nearby cave. Meanwhile, by nightfall, that very same violent storm had made Anakin a grudging guest of the father once he had reached his monastery. With nowhere he could go, the young Jedi Knight decided to get some sleep, but he was woken when the sun suddenly appeared.
Try the new Nashville
Hate
Hot
ads.
Brisket at Firehouse Subs.
No.
Before him, disguised as Anakin's deceased mother, Shmi Skywalker. Though upset, suspicious, and wary of this form of his mother, Anakin nevertheless revealed that he felt he had failed her and the Jedi Order when he gave into his rage and anger to deal with the Tuskens the night of her death. The Sun, as Shmi, assured Anakin that his destiny was to become more than a Jedi, but that he could not fulfill it until he renounced his love for his wife, Padme Amidala. She, as the Sun put it, was the poisoner. Hearing that made Anakin snap out of it and see through the Sun's deception, so he stormed off and confronted the father, accusing him of being a Sith. But the father explained their origins to Anakin and told him that his family had revealed themselves to the Jedi Knight to see if he truly was the Chosen One. Now, I'm going to be making a video on the father after this, so be sure to check that one out. Now, these unique Force characters all appeared in the same 3 episodes of the Clone Wars, so naturally their stories will intermix, but I'm now going to be covering the test in more detail. So, though Anakin was aware that the father was planning a test to determine if he was indeed the prophesied one to bring balance to the Force, the son and the daughter, following their patriarch's command, transformed themselves into gargoyles and griffins and went after Obi-Wan and Ahsoka outside the cave, where they stayed overnight. The siblings grabbed the 2 Jedi and brought them to an arena where the father and Anakin were already waiting. Anakin was then told to choose which one of his friends to save, as the son and daughter were both under orders to kill them. Refusing to play by their rules, Anakin instead decided to use the Force to overpower both siblings and free Obi-Wan and Ahsoka from their grasp, dragging both of the powerful Force wielders down to kneel before him and causing them both to revert back into their humanoid forms. By being able to overwhelm both the son and the daughter, Anakin had proven himself to be the chosen one. So, after the test, the father wanted Anakin to take his place and watch over his children on Mortis and keep the balance between them. But ultimately, Anakin rejected the offer and decided he wanted to leave Mortis with his friends. But before the Jedi left, the son appeared in Anakin's dream again, this time as a mirror image of Skywalker, and attempted to entice him into joining the dark side and restoring balance to the Force. When Anakin rebuffed the son's machinations, the powerful Darksider shapeshifted into a monster and attacked Anakin, which jerked the young Jedi awake. Then, to make sure the Jedi wouldn't leave, the son entered their ship and kidnapped Ahsoka Tano, morphing into a gargoyle again and flying off with her. Anakin and Obi-Wan quickly followed suit in their ship through a canyon of mist-shrouded spires, but the son managed to disappear into the mist, and the 2 Jedi lost track of him and Ahsoka. Bringing Ahsoka to his own towering cathedral and placing her in chains, the son transformed himself into a diminutive creature and began taunting the Padawan about how Anakin would never come to look for her. Ahsoka didn't believe a word of it and insisted her master would never abandon her. As the creature, the son decided then to release Ahsoka from her chains while still trying to convince her to forget Anakin Skywalker. But not having any luck in convincing her, the son instead suddenly bit her on the arm, causing the Togruta female to be infected by the dark side of the Force. As she collapsed, the son reverted back into his humanoid form. At the same time, Anakin and Obi-Wan then, who had of course not given up on Ahsoka, split up. With Obi-Wan heading back to the father's monastery to get help from the other members of the enigmatic Force-wielding family, Anakin continued his pursuit of the son and decided to scale the Darksider's soaring cathedral. The son headed to his father's monastery and, after rejecting his progenitor's pleas of abandoning the dark side, attacked him with Force lightning, knocking the withered Force wielder out just as Obi-Wan and the daughter entered the chamber. The daughter rushed to tend to her father, while the son left. Obi-Wan urged the daughter to help him to stop her brother from getting off Mortis and threatening the galaxy at large. Refusing to personally lay a hand on the son, the daughter guided Obi-Wan to a powerful Force weapon called the Dagger of Mortis, which was the only thing that could hurt any of them. Meanwhile, back at the son's cathedral, the Darkside infestation had taken control of Ahsoka, and she attacked Anakin in a...
Try the new Nashville Hot Brisket at Firehouse Subs.
Get closer.
That still works.
Still works.